Well, hello, my beautiful people. My name is Gat, and welcome back to, you know what it is, Riddle Joker. Last time, well, shit hit the fan. Fast. Like, really fast. Remember Taishi? Shigami Taishi? Remember how he was having those headaches? Well, he was admitted to a hospital. And where's the hospital? It's supposed to be in Tokyo, but guess what? The hospital never existed. He might have been kidnapped. So yeah, and me and Nanami were just staying up, trying to find out more about everything. And we're about to, talk about it and everything. And, there was some other stuff of Ayase and everything, but the most important thing was, that Taishi went missing and people are going missing, and we're gonna solve that right now. Which, I'm excited. Ah! Alrighty, without further ado, let us continue.
Big yawn there. What's wrong with you? Didn't get enough sleep last night? I was up pretty late. Your face looks fine, at least. But if you start feeling bad, don't wait. Tell someone right away, okay? Yeah, I will.
Hey, Nanami, you got a moment?
Oh, hey! Yeah, sorry, Chikasi. You can go to the classroom without me. Okie dokie. Bye-bye, senpai.
Yeah, see you. Mibu trots down the hallway towards her classroom. After she's gone, I look back at Nanami and immediately get down to business. I didn't see Shigami in any of my footage. What about you?
Me neither. But there's always the possibility that the footage was tampered with in some way.
Which would prove that they're doing something that they need to hide. Looks like there's no way around it. We're going to have to investigate the research center. Can you read on the research center security?
I can figure out some things out using Shigami-senpai's computer as a springboard. But if I want to get the most accurate information, I need to access one of the research center's computers.
Well, dang. So, we need to go there and find a computer.
I don't technically need to be there at the location, but at the very least, I need to sneak inside there at least once to set a few things.
Is that something a non-computer junkie like myself could do?
Huh? What are you suggesting? Wait, no!
Yeah, my movements will be fairly restricted, but there's a way for me to get inside at least. Obviously, I also be under significant time constraint. Think you could work with that?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Alright, I'll get things started then.
What brings you here, Arihara-kun? More questions?
No, I want to ask you about something. See, I've actually been feeling dizzy again.
That's certainly not good. Do you think it's anemia again?
I have no idea what's causing it. Oh, but it's not as bad as last time. I'll doubt a collapse or anything.
How was your diet and your sleeping habits been lately?
Normal. Well, I probably didn't get a quaint amount of sleep last night. I was up really late.
Is there a reason for that?
No, I was just having trouble falling asleep. I was tossing and turning in my bed for hours. But yeah, I was hoping you could examine me one more time just to make sure it's nothing serious.
Alright. It has been long since you collapsed. I think it's only natural that you be concerned about your own body. That said, doing a thorough examination like last time would be required a lot of time.
Yes, I'm aware. All you have to do is test me for anemia again. And if that doesn't show anything, I know it's just sleep deprivation. Sorry for making you go all out of your way to do this for me, and thanks.
No need for thanks. Helping students is part of my job. Let's be on our way then. Okay, by the way, did you take anemia medicine that I gave you last time?
Ah, that medicine. I didn't outright throw it away, but it's just been I've just been letting it sit there. Given the story I'm going with, I probably shouldn't tell her the truth. Yes.
Okay. And you still experience dizziness? Are there any other symptoms besides that?
No. It only started today, and the dizziness is the extent of it.
Alright. Give me your arm, please. I'm going to draw blood, so please tell me right away if you feel odd.
Will do. She ties off my left arm and puts the needle in one of my veins that surfaced.
Do you feel any difference?
No, so far I feel fine.
Good.
Just out of curiosity, did you study medicine, Kimoto-sensei?
Rest assured, I do have a medical license.
What?
Well, if you really want to know, I used to work as a physician at the Wasisu's General Hospital before I came here.
Oh, really? That's rather surprising.
You naturally ended up treating Astrals quite frequently over the course of working at a hospital in Wasisu. I had a personal interest in Astron research as well, and
I'm gonna say academia.
The academy noticed that and offered me this position. I technically still work at the hospital as a part-time physician, though. I still go there every now and then. We're cooperating in many areas. For instance, they gave me information on symptoms they see in Astrals, while I share my research findings with them.
Damn, she even has a medical license. She really is a genius. And she looks young too. Like, what the fuck? I wonder what her school days were like. Did she even have time to sleep?
Okay, I'm gonna pull out the needle now. Please press firmly down the area where the blood was inserted. I'll go and submit your blood for analysis. Just wait here patiently in the meanwhile. As I mentioned last time, please don't get up and wander around the facility.
Of course. After that warning, she leaves the room with the blood she drew from me. I check over everything my prior visit here, but I take the opportunity to probe over it more thoroughly. Okay, I wasn't wrong. There aren't any security cameras in this room. This should work then.
Back to the present day.
No, back to the past.
All you need to do is plug this USB stick in, and I'll take it from there. Then, make sure to take it out before you leave the room, and that's it.
Sweet. Sounds like something I can handle.
This probably doesn't need saying, but obviously, the computer has to be on for it to work.
Gotcha.
Also, if possible, try to make sure the computer isn't touched while the hacking is being placed.
I'll see what I can do. Damn, it's shut off. Honestly, I was hoping it would already be up and running when I walked in here. Welp, there's no turning back now. I proceed to hit the button and plug the USB stick in one of the real ports. I gotta do something about the screen too. Yeah. I don't know how to throw up black screen. That's Nanami's area of expertise. Dude, you just turn off the monitor. What the fuck? like, I don't know anything about computer. Turn off the monitor. Turn it off. Guess I'll just leave the monitor off. Yeah, no shit. The only problem remaining is to be taking it out after it's done. Nanami said she'll try to do it as quickly as possible, but even so, it's definitely going to take more than a couple minutes. I returned where I was sitting when Kimimoto left and considered my options. Unfortunately, nothing springs to mind. What to do? I mean, I gotta take it out somehow. There's no getting around it. While I'm still pondering the issue, the door opens and she returns.
How are you feeling since I drew the blood?
Yeah, nothing feels off.
That's a good thing. However, even if you feel fine, I'd advise against moving around too much. Just sit still and relax.
Got it. About how long will it be until the results come in?
It'll be more than likely take an hour.
Okay. That should be plenty of time for Nanami to do her thing. Now I just need to keep Kimimoto-sensei away from the computer until she's done. Sensei,
Yes?
What are you going to be doing until the results come in?
I don't have anything particular on my schedule today, so I thought I'll stay here and get some work done. Don't mind me.
Okay. Oh no. She's going to try and turn on the computer. I'll be really screwed if she goes near it. Quick, what can I do to draw her attention?
Alright.
Sensei!
Yes, do you need something?
I was, curious about what we discussed the one time.
That one time? Sorry, could you remind me again?
Sorry. The time we discussed, ability enhancements.
Alright. Do you think of something to ask me pertaining to that?
Somewhat. I just want to get your opinion on something.
Interesting. I'll be glad to listen.
He turns away from the computer and back towards me. Great. I managed to grab her attention. But the problem now will be keeping it. Since I basically just blurred out the first thing that I could think of.
So, what's the method you had in your mind?
Sorry, I didn't make myself clear. I wasn't able to come up with some concrete method. I was just wondering about a few things. So basically, remember the conversation, damn it. There should be more than enough starting points. Think! Astral abilities Astrals use their abilities by linking with Astrons, which produce a special kind of energy. So, what that means, if the energy yield from the link goes up, abilities should become more potent. But there's currently no known way to increase one's link value.
Correct?
Has any research been done whether or not value can be changed through surgical procedures?
On a theoretical level, yes. But no actual experimentation has been carried out yet, as far as I know. Hardly surprising given the risk of operating on real people.
True. What about drugs that can affect the brain function?
Arihara-kun, you seem to be ignoring the practicalities. Yes, drugs may potentially boost astral abilities have been researched, but strictly on a theoretical level. Astral abilities are unique to humans, which makes it impossible to test the effects on such drugs on animals. Human testings would be required from the get-go. And needless to say, the potential risks would be far too great. No group in their right mind would fund that.
Yeah, no group in their right mind. America, 1950s America. Testing drugs on people. Testing your illegal drugs. Okay.
You could possibly make a case for this beneficial if it was, for an example, to find a cure for a disease of some sort, but for something like ability enhancement, I highly doubt it.
I don't want to believe it, but could the principal possibly be gathering test subjects for some unethical human experimentation?
I was personally hoping you'll bring up somewhat more unconventional approach.
Sorry, I just happened to hear a few rumors and wanted to know if there was any validity to them. Supposedly there was a drug that can power up Astrals, and also give powers to non-Astrals.
Oh, that baseless urban legend.
I was thinking if theoretically works on its existence, there might be someone who secretly completed such a drug.
It's nothing more than unfound gossip. The development of a drug would require someone with vast amount of scientific knowledge in the field, not to mention equipment, facility, and a massive amount of funding at the time.
Knowledge, equipment, funding, and time. I think it bears noting that this academy could satisfy all those conditions. In that case...
Was that an adequate answer to your question?
Oh, actually, I haven't gotten to my main question yet. Astrons and the brains are deeply interconnected. Furthermore, we know that the link value has an upper limit, so I was thinking, maybe the brain is capping it.
Continue.
Essentially, what I'm postulating is that maybe the brain unconsciously caps it to protect the human body, similar to how muscle tension works, for example. I think there's a potential that the limit could be broken in cases of extreme emergency or high stress, much like hysterical strength works.
Ah, I see what you're saying now. Yes, you do have a point. As a matter of fact, there are researchers at this very moment who are looking into ways to remove this neurolimiter of sorts through surgical procedures.
But, like the drugs, it doesn't go beyond the theoretical levels, I'm assuming.
Correct. However, there has been several papers published on the topic. In fact, I've authored a few myself.
After that, she turns away and moves towards the desk. Oh no, the computer's there. Sensei!
Yes?
Can you teach me about the link phenomenon so I could come up with better ideas to achieve this limit break? I did learn about it in class, of course, but I like to know about the physical process works in greater detail.
Sure, I don't mind. Give me a moment. I'll print out some documents for you.
Come on, Satoru. Huh? Are those files on your computer?
Yes, but don't worry. It won't take long at all.
No, that's not. She walks over to the desk. Then she reaches out to touch the computer power button. Is this it?
I don't remember turning off the display.
From the looks of it, that seems to be the only problem. I guess that means Nanomi's done? Either way, I can't buy any more time. Maybe one of the cables got loose? Let me check. Saying that, I head to the desk myself.
No, it should turn on if I press the power button. You don't need to do anything. Could I ask you to step away for a few seconds, Arihara-kun? I need to input my password.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. I just tend to be careful with these things.
After apologizing, she moves away from the desk. But that's fine. I completed my objective. I took out the USB stick as I was in the process of checking the cables. Now the question is whether or not the data we need is on there. But that comes later.
Alright, let's get started.
I'm ready. I would be so bored out of my fucking mind. I would be bored out. I don't care who you are. You take me anywhere and you try teaching me like something scientific. That's, first of all, I like history. Like if it was history, then I'll sit there and be like, wow. History, what I'm learning about right now, like how to do audio engineering with like Pro Tools and all that, learning from my mentor. Like that's cool and everything. You know? That's cool. But you tried teaching me like, oh, why the sky is blue on like a scientific level, like yeah, we know it's because light bounces off from the sun and in the atmosphere, and the only color we could perceive is blue. But you give me like the rundown of it, like scientifically, and give me theories on why it happens. I'm just gonna be like, ugh, sleeping. I'll be like, ugh, tired, you know?
Everything looks fine. Just make sure you get sleep well tonight, and you should be better. I would also give you some medication though, just in case. Don't forget to take it.
Alright.
If you start feeling under the weather again, please contact me right away.
Of course. Thank you for everything today.
You're welcome. And honestly, I quite enjoy our conversations. It may have been a false alarm this time, but that's a good thing. I've also been on the lookout for papers. If I have anything to find interesting, I'll make a copy and give it to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See you tomorrow, Kimoto-sensei.
Well, I'll see you in class.
So, what do you find, Nanami?
I know the building's layout. Oh, and I also went into the security systems. I put in a back door, so we're all good to go.
Cool. Did you, notice anything strange about the layout? I'm assuming that the academy and the principals are up to something to the scope of people. The scope of people in the know should be limited, which means there's a good chance this room we're looking for is hidden.
I found a little something along those lines. The place that stands out to me is this place here. There's a noticeable discrepancy between the security network and the building's layout.
Right. It's just an empty space. That's odd. A secret room, maybe? A secret room in an Astron research center. If that doesn't reek of suspicion, then I don't know what does. Well, we have to go there and investigate.
If we're gonna do it, dawn might be better time than night.
Why is that?
I researched the logs, and when the facilities as a whole ceased... I searched the logs, and that's when the facility as a whole seems the less amount of use.
Alright, dawn it is. Well, we'll do it today, or no. I guess that'll be tomorrow. That works for you.
Yep, I'm ready whenever you are.
Perfect. Doom 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 doom. Status on the security.
Wait 1 sec. I'll cut it now. 3 minutes should be enough to get you inside, don't you think? Get inside, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, it's done.
Let's do this.
Is there anyone there?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay, head straight down this hallway. After 10 seconds, I'll switch the cameras and you turn left.
With Nanami as my navigator, I make my way down to the basement. She was right. There really doesn't seem to be many people at this hour of day. She continues disabling the security as I continue walking, and eventually we make it we manage to reach the target location. How do we get inside the secret room?
Let's try going to the room next to it for now.
Gotcha. It seems like a simple storage room upon first glance. There are rows of shelves with stuff stored on them, nothing out of the ordinary. The items on the shelves aren't exactly cleanly organized, so you expect the room to be dusty, but oddly enough, it isn't. That would imply a few people come in and out of this room. Very suspicious. Going by the building's layout, the empty space is adjacent to the east side wall. I knock on the wall to check the sound. That obviously won't tell me anything about what's in the room itself, but at the very least, it does confirm that it isn't an exterior wall.
If there really is a secret room, I think they designed it so it will only be accessible from a specific room.
True. I walk over to the entrance and take a quick breath. After that, I use my ability. I survey the room with my heightened senses. I think I can safely ignore any place that has dust, which means the most suspicious place really is the east side wall. There's a trail of dust, almost like you expect if a shelf has been moved. I put my hand on the shelf to check. It doesn't seem like the stuff on it is particularly heavy. I should be able to move it rather easily. That being said, it still requires my ability. I move the shelf out of the way, but all I find behind it is a normal wall. Nothing about it seems unusual. There's gotta be some reason this shelf has been moved though. As I'm probing the wall and touching along it with my hands, I bump against something that feels like a metal knob. Odd, seeming how this wall is supposed to be even surface. Not a second later, I realize the spot in question warps between my eyes. Now, all of a sudden, the security device installed into the wall. What the?
What did you find, Satoru-kun?
Do you not see it?
See what?
Those tricky bastards. It must have been concealed using some sort of astral technology infused with an optical illusion type ability. This, here. I softly grab her hand and lead it to the device. Once she touches this, her eyes open wide. Think you can handle it?
Let's see. It's just a normal one. Give me a few moments. I should be able to get us in.
Whew, that's a relief. We would have been screwed if it was one of those astral identification ones.
I don't know about that. Keep in mind, you have to hire a specialist to install something like that.
Oh, right. And if protecting the secret is top priority, they wouldn't want outsiders getting near it. Hence why they opted to use technology readily available to the Academy and conceal it. They must be hiding something really big inside this room. As I wait with bated breath, soon enough, Nanami manages to disable the security lock. The wall slides aside, and the secret room appears.
Satoru-kun!
Yeah? I give a quick nod and step into the room alongside Nanami. What the heck are those? Are those things? There are a number of large and strange-looking capsules lining the room in rows. What is their purpose? I nervously approach them. Upon getting closer, I realize there are people sleeping inside of them. I curiously inspect them each, one after another. It doesn't take long before I find the face I'm looking for.
Satoru-kun, that's...
Yeah, it's Shigami.
Wait, so does that mean what I think it does?
Yeah, our worst nightmare just came to fruition.
But what are they doing here?
Your guess is as good as mine. I glance around some more, and my eyes stumble upon a pile of files located in the corner of the room. There also seems to be a computer there as well. Look, Nanami, there's a computer. Maybe there's some information on it. See if you can track it.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
In the meantime, I'll work on memorizing these files and documents piled up. Wait, no way!
Huh? What's wrong?
The two people over here. There's no doubt about it. They're Kamakura Hisato and Asukai Kana. And over here, this is Harikiwa Toshiyuki.
You're right. I recognize them from the pictures we saw in the AIMS database. So basically, this means...
Yeah, Shigami is the latest victim in the string of recent disappearances. So what does this mean? What are those anti-Astron thugs we caught not involved at all? Were those anti-Astron thugs we caught not involved at all? Or even scarier possibility, maybe the anti-Astro group has influence over the Academy as well. Alternatively, they could be collecting these people to construct some sort of secret research project. Basically, human experimentation.
What should we do, Satoru-kun? We gotta report this to Dad like ASAP!
No. That comes later. We need to take as much information as we can before we leave. Go to the computer like I said. I'll store all the files and documents in my memory.
Alright.
You guys need to bring a camera? Isn't that like the first thing you'll bring? Like a camera or something? I briskly walked to the pile of papers. Not wasting a second, I pick up the first and stack and get to work. Even if I don't understand all the sciencey technical babble written on it, I store an image of the text in my mind. Thinking comes later. Our job right now is to take as much information as we can. In spite of that, one particular word enters my sight and sends a shiver down my spine. I start reading more. Concerning the control loss of Astrals. Astral abilities are able to invoke supernatural phenomena through the process of creating energy via astral linkage. The potencies of the ability is directly correlated to the total induced energy, the link value. We know this to be subject to difference between individual astrals. It can be assumed that, in all likelihood, the link value is an upper limit set by an astral subconsciousness. Energy is generated beyond the level of the link value has been tested, and observations have concluded that this places an extremely high amount of strain of the individual body. In this state of high stress, the brain enters a panic mode of sorts and attempts to alleviate strain, resulting in ability activation that is irrespectively of the individual's will. However, the activation of the user's ability gives rise to even greater strain. This negative feedback loops cause the individual condition to worsen exponentially. The above phenomenon is what causes the frenzied state of Astrals. Since a lapse of control implicates that the individual no longer has direct control over their ability, it is therefore followed that the entering of the state poses a danger to the individuals themselves. Example 1. An astral with the ability to read minds will begin to experience an identity crisis from excessive probing into other people's subconsciousness. An astral with the ability to control wind will begin to produce small-scale tornadoes. This involves risk not only surrounding infrastructures, but to the individual as well. Example 3. An astral with a clairvoyance type ability will begin to perceive light of wavelengths that are outside the visual electromagnetic spectrum. This overload of the visual senses will lead to severe neural damage. Furthermore, in the event that the control loss situation results in substantial damage and potentially even casualties, this will no doubtedly invite intense scrutiny and scorn from the general public. Therefore, All information concerning the control laws and frenzy states of Astrals shall be kept secret. Control laws? Frenzy states? What am I reading? If all of this is true, then that means astral abilities are incredibly dangerous things. And, ultimately, your powers expand beyond their limits, and they can either go haywire and cause all sorts of destruction, or your brain fries and you die. Does this mean there's actually a certain amount of truth to the urban legend he told me about? Astral abilities that could potentially go crazy, to the point where their users can't control them. When this happens to someone, they're captured in order to avoid a public incident? To be honest, I thought it was gonna be different from the Mayu's, her friend. I thought it was gonna be different, but no, it's the same. I thought it was gonna be like, these guys are sick fucks if you go down this route. They're just sickos who takes Astrals and kidnaps them and torture them, doing human experimentations. That's what I thought, to be honest. Not that. Not like the first route. Well, it's to be expected, you know? And the Astrals that were captured are put to sleep here, in these capsules. So Shigami, Hiroki Kiwa Toshoki, Kamamukura Hisato, and Asukai Kana were all abducted in order to hide this dark truth about the nature of astral abilities. Wait, hold on a second. If all of these people who went missing are related to this astral ability control loss thing, does that also imply to Ayase? Were those people trying to kidnap her because her ability was in danger of going haywire? Her ability is to attract and repulse. If something like that went out of control, yeah, that would be a disaster on an epic proportion. And chances are, she would probably be harmed as well. I'm getting a real bad feeling about all of this. It feels like my chest is being ripped open. The anxiety crushed down on my shoulders are like a heavy anvil. I'm panting heavily. No. Please say it's not true.
Satoru-kun?
Is this really the truth of things?
Satoru-kun!
Ah! Sorry, what is it?
We need to pull out! I copied all the data of the people being kept in these capsules.
I'm not quite done yet.
But if we wait too long, people will start coming here for work.
God, I want to rush over to Ayase right this instant. But I suppressed the gnawing panic and nod to anonymity. Alright, I need to focus on the situation at hand now. First, we need to get out of the research center without being caught.
Satoru-kun?
I think someone might be coming here.
What? Oh god, what should we do?
We just have to turn on our stuff on and wait until they leave. Stay right there.
Okay.
We huddle together in an inconspicuous place and activate the stealth function of our uniforms. If one looked close enough, they'll be able to see the air percolating around us, but they wouldn't see it without specifically trying to. We both hold in our breaths as best as we can. A few seconds pass, and our visitor walks in.
That's
Principal Issei. If he knows about this room, then he's gotta be involved with this whole operation. After entering the room alone, the principal looks around, but he doesn't move. He doesn't approach the capsules nor the around area with the computer and documents. What is he doing? He had to have come here for something. Show yourselves. I know you're here. No, we need to stay hidden. He could be bluffing, or just plain mistaken. Nanami is gripping my uniform as tightly as she possibly can. We hold our breaths and bide our time, but the principal shows no sign of budging an inch. I'd rather not waste any more time than necessary. Unfortunately for you, I have undeniable proof that you are here in this room. In order to enter this room, you must have touched the security device. It has a simple sensors built in. I'm immediately alerted in the event that someone touches it. Of course, it operates on a different network than this facility, which I assume to be the reason you didn't notice. Arihara Satoru. Huh? And I suppose your younger sister, Arihara Nanami, might be with you as well.
Satoru-kun?
I'm sure you're curious about this room. Why don't we have a little talk first? Considering that he stated our names, there's little point in hiding further. I give up and step out of our corner. I still can't wrap my head around the fact that you actually made it to this room. And you even have astral stealth technology. You're definitely no ordinary student. How did he know it was me, if I might ask? Did I leave any traces? I never had any concrete evidence that it was. Honestly, the way you cover your tracks was nothing but masterful. The reason why my sights on you was because something about you felt off to me. There was a certain degree of unnaturalness to the things that happened around you. What do you mean by that? Ever since you joined this academy, particular things have been occurring around Misukasa Ayase. You did flawlessly to cover your tracks unquestionably, but as a principal of this academy, I have a very acute grasp on everything that happens within it. When looking at the picture as a whole, it was abundantly clear that there was a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. The whole fiasco of Ayase was never part of our initial mission, so yeah, I guess it's only natural that it came across as suspicious. The only one who bears responsibility for that is me. You and your sister are also extremely mature for your age. You come to terms with your abilities and seem to know exactly what you want to do with your lives. You have a wide variety of different students here, including a number who transfer here for reasons similar to yours. Compared to them, you two were simply far too mature. I highly doubt that applies to us though. Of course, you two are far from the only students I've been keeping tabs on. When I received an alert, I had whereabouts of all the students I monitored checked. As it so happens, you two were not found inside your rooms, and I sure don't need to tell you that neither of you had request permission to go outside beforehand. I'm quite honestly flabbergasted. I had no idea that you were keeping a list of suspicious students. It's necessary. Like you, I've also have things that no one can know about. Are you referring to this room? Exactly. Why don't we go somewhere else and continue this? People are going to start coming to the research center shortly. Alright. So, is your younger sister with you, or did you come alone? Nanami? I just imagine her coming out like... So I was right. Alright, let's go. We exit the research center alongside the principal and see that it's already bright outside. I must have really lost track of time when I was reading those files. No wonder he had enough time to check our rooms. If only we left a little bit sooner. No, that wouldn't help anything. It's pointless to consider what ifs now. Now then, as much as I like to sit down and discuss the matter at hand in length, I realize the two of you still need to eat breakfast and attend class today. We could always postpone this until after school, but I imagine you will have a great deal of trouble concentrating during class in that event. You want us to go to class? Well, you are students, and it is imperative that students show up for their classes.
Are you not going to silence us or lock us up or anything like that?
Hardly. Really? We could easily go public about that room and the fact that you're kidnapping Astrals. Do you think that would be best in your best interests? Your reaction tells me that you must have read through the files there to some extent. How much do you know? I know that the people you're confining there are Astrals whose abilities went haywire for one reason or another. That should be all you need to know. Everything contained in those files, in fact, all the individuals being kept in an artificial comatose state inside those capsules, have lost control of their abilities. Is that something you really want the public to know about? We have to. If that danger exists, we have a responsibility to let people know. Even if that directly leads to increased discrimination towards Astrals. I think you know exactly the sorts of things that would happen were this information be brought to light. I fully admitted that I'm hiding the truth regarding astral ability control loss. However, that is entirely for the sake of Astrals themselves. What's being carried out in that room is treatment. We were trying to unravel the mechanisms behind control loss and develop medicine and treatment methods so that we can return these Astrals to a normal state as soon as possible. The fact that I've dedicated so much to the school should make it clear that I am no way out of to harm Astrals. Still, it's not the same for you for the work that you do. You hope to use your abilities to better society. This is my goal as well. I want Astrals to be able to work to make positive contributions to society, and I want this world to accept them for who they are. With that in mind, you should be able to see how disclosing this truth would be counterintuitive to my goal. You can't just keep this hidden forever though. Sooner or later, word will get out. It's simply not something that can be avoided. Of course, but we ought to have a treatment method available before it happens. That alone will drastically change how the public handles it. I get that, I really do, but still. What about those people's families? Why? Do they have to be left in the dark about someone they loved? I first learned about the potential for abilities to go haywire 2 years ago during a certain incident. The astral in question was a girl named Ise Kotori.
Ise?
Ise. That's the principal's last name. Ise Kotori is my daughter. This happened to your own daughter? Kotori's ability is, in simple terms, wind manipulation. When she lost control, a storm was generated around her and everything in her surroundings. As a result of that, many surrounding structures collapsed and a huge crane toppled over, causing massive damage. I believe that was detailed in one of the files. Wait, hold on. A crane toppled over 2 years ago. Is that what I'm thinking of? Yes, it is. Kotori was cause of the disaster that propelled Misakasa Ayase into the public eye. She is likewise being kept in an artificial comatose state, although in a different room than the others. Are you doing all of this for the sake of your daughter? I won't deny that she is part of the reason. So, there's another reason then. At the very least, I can say with confidence that my wish is to benefit all Astrals. If this came to light, Astrals are no doubt getting to be subject of widespread prosecution. Literally. Like any natural event, it was an Astro! Anything that happened, like a little earthquake that destroys a building, right? It was an Astro! Let's go beat those fuckers up, you know? And the focus won't just be on Kika Academy. The repercussions will be felt by every single Astro in this world, even those peaceful minding their own business. Worst case scenario, the Academy might be shut down. I understand that it's bad, but is that reason enough to become an accomplice to his crime? He successfully managed to sweep everything under the rug so far, but if word comes out, the fact that he's been hiding it will only make matters worse. If an Astral were to lose control of their ability in the middle of a crowd, I don't even want to think about it. There's a limit to how long you could keep things like this a secret. I'm well aware. However, if astral technology is eventually incorporated into the societal fabric and infrastructure, then there will be no going back. If we reach a point where astral technology and Astrals themselves are so integrated to society that it can't function without them, even the potential dangers from control loss will be enough to change things. That is what I want. That is what I want. To that end, it is crucial for us to develop Astron-based technology and spread it as soon as possible. And you're using Ayase to accomplish all of this. I'm perfectly aware that society will not undergo any sort of dramatic change overnight. However, through our help, we're improving the public's opinion on Astrals on an individual level. But when this comes to light, she's going to be the one to bear the brunt of the backlash. And I deeply regret that it has to be that way. But it's a necessary sacrifice. I can't believe you! Alright, that was everything I need to tell you. You may leave now. Having finished his piece, the principal shoos us out. I suppose he told us everything there was to tell.
You really aren't going to capture us?
Considering your equipment and level and integrity behind your fake background information that was prepared prior to transfer, it's safe to assume that you're working for a fairly skilled organization. Going off this assumption, capturing you will only serve to stir trouble. The far better choice of action is to try to win you to my side. I'm not interested in capturing anyone beside Astrals who lost control of their abilities. Ugh. It should be hard to imagine how your lives as Astrals will be impacted should this truth be revealed. If you are to care about your futures if you care about the futures of your fellow Astrals, you ought to keep quiet about all of this. Am I not right? If you decide to bring this issue to the public regardless, then I'll simply have to live with it. I can't find any sort of response to give him. Nanami and I promptly left the room with no further words exchanged. Our time might be running thin. Still, I'd like to ask you to keep an eye on them just in case. It's either Mai or Ayase, it's gotta be. Or someone in the shadows. Okay, I'm gonna just pretend it's some creepy guy who was looking at us, during the McGregor. I'm gonna use my creepy voice. Yes, sir! That's my creepy voice. Okay. And I'm gonna end it there.
But why, Cat? The story's getting good! Fuck
you! Come on, man. This is a good game and all, but I gotta end the video here someday. I can't just keep playing. This is not a live stream. Live streams come true. Maybe next month or 2 months from now. Seriously, man. I'm thinking about live streaming shit. I think that would be fun.
Like a little live stream.
Alrighty. Well then, this is like, comment, subscribe, the business, hit the bell notification and see whenever I post. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't, because I gotta start using Twitter. I don't know what to use for Twitter. Comment down below. Maybe you'll give me some information. Be like,
okay, yeah, this is how Twitter is used. Twitter is used to, post random bullshit. That's it. Or whatever you're working.
Alrighty, man. Girl, dude, dudette, whoever you are, whatever adjectives you want to say, this is Gat saying
farewell, and as always,
bye-bye.